Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a one brand tutorial of Huda Beauty. So it's a full try on, first impressions, review, all of that of Huda Beauty. Okay guys, there are so many things that we can be trying out today, but I'm going to start off with my eyes because this palette is so raved about and it's just brand new, so I think that's what most people are here for. So we're going to be starting off with the palette. Before that, I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows. So let me quickly show you guys this palette. This packaging is absolutely insane. I love the color and I love the mood. It's so like romantic in like a dirty way, I guess, and this looks so crazy. As you can see, it says that there are 18 shadows with 5 different textures, 8 that are pigmented mattes, 5 that are metallics, 3 that are shimmer cream marbles, 1 matte cream marble, 1 sheer pearly gloss hybrid. I think one of the most impressive things is that in this day and age, there are so many people coming out with their own brands, especially when it comes to makeup. There are so many brands out there that are amazing. Small businesses and all these big companies as well are really picking up their game with it. They're really coming out with different textures and different formulas, so it's really cool to see that. So I'm going to try to use as many shadows as I can so you guys can see how most of these shadows work. I'm also going to share the swatches as well. In order to use the maximum amount of shadows, I think I'm going to do 2 different eye looks. There are a lot of pinky tones and there's also a lot of nude and orange tones. So I'm going to try to do one of each, maybe something more natural and something more bold. So for this first look, I'm going to be doing a reverse smoky eye with, I think, the darker tones and using more of the pinkier, deeper mauves, burgundies, that kind of shades. So I'm going to be using some Scotch tape. I'm going to prime my eyes with this concealer right over here. It's in the shade Granola 18N. I'm just going to set my eye with my translucent powder. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. So for this smoky eye, you're going to need some Scotch tape. I recently learned this trick from another YouTube channel. Her name is Smitha, and I'm going to post that video down below. It's really, really cool. So as you can see, I just placed it so where this line comes out here from the lower lash line, it's just a straight line. It's a little bit long, so it's going to be kind of irritating. So I'm going to go in with the shade Untamed, which is a really nice deep berry shade. It's like the perfect burgundy. I'm going to start this at the edge and bring it down. So for this look, you can also use a Q-tip. That's what she used in the video. Since it's like super thin and pointy, it's really going to give you that sharp wing. But even if you have like a pointy brush like this, that also works. We're going to clean it up in the end anyway, so you don't have to really worry about that too much right now. I'm going to take another brush that is clean, but this has a little bit more of a softness to it, and that's going to really help me blend out the bottom. And it's as simple as that. That looks so cool. Again, I didn't even really get to talk about the shadow, but that shadow works so well into the skin. It's matte, it's creamy, it's buttery, and it's super, super pigmented, so it looks really good. And the tape definitely helped us make that really sharp line. Again, when we clean up the bottom, it'll be even sharper. But from here, we can move on to the top. So let's just wing this process. I'm going to be going in with a big fluffy brush like this one. This is from Morphe. And I'm going to use the shade Rough for my crease. In the pan, this looks like a really medium brown, but there is a really slight pinky undertone. I kind of like that because if it was any regular brown, we have those, but since this palette is focused on those pinky shades, I think it's really cool that it has a different undertone. Now I'm just going to focus on a crease shade. There are a lot of pretty colors, so I think I'm going to go in with the shade Irresistible, which is a really nice pinky metallic color. I'm just going to use my finger and apply it on my lid. It is so pretty and foiled. Okay, I know I've never used any of her eyeshadow palettes, but I've heard a lot of things, but this is like crazy. Okay, now I want to really try the Flower Power just because it looks so different and I'm not really sure exactly what color is going to come out of it. So it's like a really nice champagne shade. And I'm just going to try this on the inner corner. It's so pigmented. So I just used a flatter brush for it, but I really think that it took out a lot of the color. So I'm going to try to go back in with my finger and just make it a lot more bright. So I focused it on the inner 1/3 and then try to bring it to the center. And now I'm going to try the shade, Passion or Provocative? I'm going to try Provocative. I'm going to try that shade on a brush and put it on the outer third. Okay, this is definitely not as deep as I thought that this would be. This has a little bit more red undertones and it's a lot more subtle. I'm going to go in with the shade Spicy. We really need some matte shades up in here, so I'm just going to use that on the outer third. Okay, so really quickly, I want to try the shade Tantric on my inner corner just because it's like super sparkly and I want something with more of a sheen, and I'm not really sure if that's that formula, but I'm going to try it. Wow, I'm actually pretty happy with the way that the eye came out. I used more of the deeper burgundy shades with a little bit of gold, but there are a lot of shadows in my eyes and you can still see that they work really well with each other. I really liked how the matte and the matte came together with the metallics, and that was a pinky metallic. I also used a marble, but I think I like the way that another metallic came together just because the sparkles were a lot smaller and they just blended in a lot better with the pinky metallic. I'm going to quickly add some eyeliner. I'm going to be using my NYX Epic Ink Liner. I did not get a chance. I totally forgot that she had a liner as well. But we're just going to use this liner for now. Okay guys, so for the other side of the eye, I want to keep it very natural, and I'm going to try to make Slippery the showstopper just because the formula looks so different and I love the idea of glossy eyelids, so we're going to give that a try. I'm going to go in with the shade Hypnotic and add it to my crease. Okay, again, as you can see, it looks pretty neutral in the pan, but it has a pinky undertone. And oh my god, I just noticed all the names. These are so funny. Filthy, Passion, Shameless, Please Me, Hypnotic, Hard. These are funny. This would have been like a perfect Valentine's Day. So now that I have that in my crease, I'm going to go in with the shade Juicy and add that all over my lid. Okay, now that I do think about it, I really do wish that I did have like a brown, just because it looks like such a nice caramel brown tone, and it looks pretty similar to my crease shade. And it's just like a brighter pink. So I do wish there was more brown. Okay, I'm really curious to see how Arouse looks just because it has a little bit more of a terracotta tone. It's a little bit more bricky, but let's just see if there is like a pinky undertone. I'm going to focus this on the outer thirds and bring it in. All look like one shade? I think so. It's a really nice blend of shades, but it kind of all blends in together way too much. Let's see. At least on my hand, I just really want to see the two colors, Please Me and Hard. So this one is Please Me and this one is Hard. So I'm thinking I'm going to take a little bit of the shade Hard and focus it on the outer corner. So I'm going to now, I think I'm just going to go in with Slippery. It feels like there's bubbles. Okay, so I have a little bit of mixed feelings about this gloss. It's pretty, but it's a lot more subtle than I thought it was, and to be honest, I'm not really sure if the pinkiness that I kind of felt was it picking up the eyeshadow that I put down. So I think it kind of moved my shadows a little bit and also moved my concealer. So I can see a little bit of concealer lines that I had set with my powder, so that's not good. But really quickly, I'm just going to deepen the outside. This time I'm going to use the shade Naughty. I don't think I'd used that before. Okay, so this is how the Slippery shade looks. It actually has an undertone of pink in it, and I think that's because of the little bubbles inside. I didn't have anything on that finger. So I'm just going to pat it in instead of rubbing it. I think there is a beauty in subtlety. In order to use as many shades as I can, I'm going to go in with the shade Passion. I'm just going to line it on my lash line, just as a liner. And this right here is the shade Passion. Okay, just to quickly finish up the bottom of this eye, I'm going to go in with Rough again. I'm going to go in with the shade Juicy. Whatever we did to the top, we're going to do to the bottom. And then we're going to go in with the shade Naughty. And I'm going to focus that on the outside. I need to finish off the eyes, but I'm going to do that after my face because this was a little unusual for me. I usually have my concealer done, so let's just finish that up and then we'll finish up the eyes. Okay, so for our face, we're going to be starting off with the new Huda Beauty primer. This, I'm just going to read off some of the things that it says. It's supposed to be an ultra hydrating primer that smooths and quenches skin with a surge of moisture to create the perfect canvas. It's also supposed to grip makeup in place for long lasting wear. This is a really cool packaging. It's super lightweight and I love the pump. It feels like jelly. Oh, it feels like really light. It feels like water. Okay, it says to wait 30 to 60 seconds once you apply it, but I can tell you right now it feels literally like water, and I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's water jelly. So it's supposed to be moisturizing, yet it has the primer benefits where it's going to hold onto your makeup. So I'm not sure if it's going to get tacky. Let's just wait a little bit longer and see. To be honest, it's not tacky at all. It's just completely absorbed into my skin. So now let's move on to our foundation. So today I'm going to be using their new stick foundation. And this is in the shade Butter Pecan 330N. I have already done an entire video for this. I also have their other foundation, the OG foundation, but I am yet to use that. I just got it. If you guys remember when I did this review, I didn't have it yet. But since a lot of people have already tried that on, and this is the newer one, I'm just going to use this. I will place the link to my review video for this product in the description so you guys can see how I really feel about it. But overall, in general, it's a nice product. I don't have that many stick foundations, so this was nice to see. It's hydrating compared to the other one. Next, I'm going to go in with my concealer. This is the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. Again, I've never really tried this before. This is in the shade Granola. It's what I use to prime my lids. I don't have concealer with this type of applicator, and it's really not that common, so I think it's super cool. It's very cooling. I'm going to go in with my buffer brush to buff out the concealer. Okay, I have to say this is a really nice concealer. When I first saw the tube, I just assumed that it would be super, super thick, but it's blending out really well, especially on top of this foundation. So I'm going to be using the contour, the cream contour from Huda Beauty. This is a medium Tantour contour and bronzer cream. I'm just going to be using the Morphe G3, and I actually really like this packaging. It's super classy. Ooh. I'm starting again from the top of my cheekbone, and as you can see, I'm going to follow this line upwards. It is so pigmented. There's so much product that comes out at once. You have to be careful, but this is really going to help my white forehead. I can tell you right now, you need like the slightest product for this bronzer. I literally swirled it in just like once, and there's so much pigment. So just be careful because it can go the wrong direction if you're really not blending it properly. And now we're gonna blend. so that was a crazy experience. My face was so bronzed and I was like, okay, there's no way I'm going to be able to blend all of this in. It's so creamy and there's just so much product, but it blends out like a dream. Like, I'm actually obsessed with this. I really quickly just want to set everything, my under eyes, with powder. Okay, so just going in order with the three main things that she doesn't really have is the bronzer, the powder bronzer, the blush, and the highlight. I think she does have a palette for like highlights, but there was like 5 or 6 and half of them were not my shades, so I decided to skip on that one. I used the shade Raisin from MAC for my blush. And for my highlight, I'm going to be using the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Glow. As you guys know, I'm like obsessed with this highlighter. It gives such a beautiful sheen, like a natural finish. And I'm just going to also add that underneath the brow bone. If you were to try out the bottom smoky lash line look, I definitely suggest trying it out when you don't have such a crazy top going on, just because you'd want that to be the center of attention since it's such a cool and neat trick and it's so fast and easy to do as well. One of the biggest things that Huda Beauty is known for are her lashes. These are so popular, and of course the packaging is beautiful. I'm going to be using the style Giselle #1 Classics for today. Okay, so I added in the lashes and I absolutely love these lashes. They're super lightweight and just very feminine. I wasn't really able to cover the lash line over here, so I added a little bit of black liner, but I'm smudging it out using the shade Passion. So to finish off this look, we are going to be using the shade Spice Girl from Huda Beauty, obviously, I guess. And this is a shade that I tried on and kind of explained with my favorites for fall lipsticks, especially for brown skin tones, and this is perfect. The last step is the Glow Coco Hydrating Mist, and this is a 3-in-1 hydrating mist that primes, sets, and refreshes for a super glowy and dewy skin. So let's try this out. I just tasted some. It smells like heaven. Oh my god. Wait, I need to spray some more. I don't know if it's good that I sprayed that much, but it smells so good. So it says the milky spray, and it's infused with coconut water, milk, and a hint of coconut oil. That is insane. It smells so, so good. That's crazy. So this is the final look, you guys. I had so much fun trying out all these products. Huda Beauty is constantly coming out with more products, but hopefully this is a great review on everything that they have so far, majority. And I just want to quickly go over just my thoughts on each product that I use. Okay guys, so that is it for today's look. I had so much fun just trying out all these new products and just reviewing it for you guys as well, just because Huda Beauty is such a popular brand and they have so many new products just coming out, and hopefully this is a video where you can just come and see all of them just being used. Just a really quick review of all the products and my thoughts on it. So first I tried the Huda Beauty new primer. It is a water jelly and I think it did what it was supposed to. It was like water-like and jelly-like, and it was absorbed into my skin. It didn't really do much to make that big of a difference. I think my makeup went on like smoothly, but I feel like it's the same thing if I didn't wear it and I just wore my moisturizer like I usually do. So this is like okay. Next I tried on the stick foundation, and if you guys have already watched my review, then you know how I feel about this. It's hydrating, and I think if you have really dry skin, this is an amazing product. But again, just check out the video for a complete review. After that was the concealer, and I have to say I'm pretty amazed just because it's supposed to be full coverage. It's high coverage creamy concealer, but I thought it would be thicker, and this was really smooth and it blended out really well underneath, and it didn't cause any creases or anything like that. So this I would definitely recommend if you're searching for a good concealer that's high coverage. Okay, next, I have to say this Tantour product is just completely different from what I thought that it would be. I did not expect it to be as pigmented, but I have to say that overall, from everything that I tried on today, I think this was the most shocking, and this is something that I would purchase and I would keep and I would repurchase, just because it made applying cream contour just like a lot easier, since it was smooth and I didn't have to really rub on it in order for the product to come on my skin. And I made the mistake of putting a lot, but even though I put a lot, it blended out flawlessly. Again, if I was going to use this next, I would use a lighter hand and a less stiff of a brush so it doesn't come on as dense, but I really liked this product. I think after that are the lashes. Again, these lashes are raved about in so many different places, and these are wonderful, and I love the shape. It's very flattering and very fluttery. Next, the Glow Coco Hydrating Mist. I have to say I really was like just pleasantly surprised with this, because for a glowy spray, I love the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist, and it just like creates a different effect. But I also really like this. I love the smell, I love how lightweight it is, and I love the spray as well. It came on beautifully, and I think it really just finished up the look by melting all the powders into my skin. You guys have probably seen and heard about all the liquid lipsticks from Huda a lot, and obviously I love them. If you guys want to know more about the shade and a couple more lipsticks for the fall, especially if you are medium to tan skin tone, then check out my last video, or a couple of videos ago, because I go in more of a review on all these shades and exactly what kind of shade it is. And last but not least, the newest Naughty Nude Palette. Now, I have to say that I was really excited to use this palette just because it was so different from what I had used before. And to be completely honest, is it like a must-have? I don't think so. If you don't have these mauvey burgundy tones and you wanted something high-end and you wanted to try all these different formulas, like definitely go for it. But at the same time, there are a lot of burgundy shades in a lot of different palettes, so it's definitely not a must-have. I do like the whole creativity aspect of it and all the different textures. I think it's really cool to have that with a eyeshadow palette, especially when you're paying that much. And I also like the ratio of mattes and shimmers and the marbles. I do like how the shimmers sit, but I definitely like the whole matte and glossy. It's kind of opposite, but I do like how that looks on this eye. I really hope that this review helped. It was more of a first impressions and a review and just like a try on of all the products. If you guys enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit that like button down below. And if you want to see any more one brand tutorials, then definitely leave a comment down below on which brand. I would love to do it, whether it's Sephora or any drugstore brand. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and hit the like button as well. And I will see you guys next week.